I'm either gonna get a bag done this weekend or I'm gonna have another work in progress. These are both big twist, and then I think this is red heart. As a tote bag, it can be a little bigger. Hi, hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Araya and I love to crochet big blankets for family members and for myself. Lately, I have been working on a Christmas present and it's a big blanket and it's been giving me a lot of issues. I worked on it most of yesterday, which was Friday, and today's Saturday, September 6th, and I figured I'd do something else because I want to. I have a couple work in progresses going already, so why not start another? But yes, I am Araya. I love to crochet. I've been crocheting since I was little. My mom and my grandma taught me. This might be my first video on here. I'm not 100% sure yet. I have a crochet blanket on my couch actually for fall that I made 2 or 3 years ago. I think 2 years ago. I worked on this about this time last year, or that time of year 2 years ago. It was about August to September. I had wrapped it up. It might have gone an extra month. That one took me a little longer. It was like a month and a half. And then the one I made last year for my cousin's baby shower, I finished that one in a month. So that was amazing. And I made that one as a personal pattern. Like, I did that myself. I worked off somebody else's like design-ish with mountains, and then I made it my own, and then also crocheted his name into the middle of the blanket. So yes, that was fun. I really missed out recording all of that. I did a TikTok of it, but I didn't like do a full like recording of it, and I really wish I did because it's one of my most prized blankets that I have made. And I even hand sewed material onto the back of it because it was for a baby, and it was just, I felt more comfortable doing that anyways. But also there was strands on the back because it was kind of like, I don't know if it's technically tapestry or what's the other word? No, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's more like tapestry because I would keep the yarns on the back of it instead of cutting it every time I needed a new color. So I made that, and I really wish I had captured that on camera because I felt very proud of it and I loved it, and it would have been something really nice to look back on, especially as I was creating the pattern, so that if I wanted to make it again for somebody else and maybe just do different colors and a different name in the middle, I could have done that. But yes, I love to crochet. Obviously, I have lots of things that I like to do, but blankets are my specialty. However, today we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna do the Daisy Day tote. You probably can't see it very well, but I will probably pop a picture of it up here in the lady's channel. Her name is Rachel Meisner. I actually saw her on TikTok with this bag. She was showing like different bags that you can make, but this one like popped out to me. I was like, I love that. Looked at her blog, couldn't really find it, so I went to her YouTube channel, found it, and then it had the pattern listed, so I was able to go directly to that. So I have the pattern up on here, but I also have it up on my YouTube, so if I need to go and watch something to be able to figure it out a little easier, I can do that too. But yes, I'm gonna work on this today. I should be doing my blanket or clean my house or something, but I don't want to. So we're gonna do this instead. I will just have to stop earlier than I would like because I am going swimming with my friend. We are going to go have fun on the beach, swimming, drinking, and eating food. So we're gonna go do that about 1 o'clock. So I should probably stop closer to 11:30 because I do need to clean a little bit before she comes over. And then I need to shave my legs because I only shaved half my legs the other day. Not that you care in TMI, but you can't go swimming without shaving your legs. So I need to do that, and then I need to run to the store. I have to wrap up her birthday present that I have started but didn't finish up yet. So I need to do that for her and then get some snacks for our beach shenanigans. So yeah, that'll be fun. And then if I gave myself too much extra time, then I'll come back and work on this or come back and work on my blanket. I just wanted to give me a little extra cushion because I do need to vacuum and shampoo real quick, and the store's literally down the road from my house, so that shouldn't take too long. But I will need to stop about 11:30, and it is 9, so that only gives us like 2 hours, right? 2.5 hours. I'm gonna work on this, and then I will probably work on it again when I get back. And I also have tomorrow to work on it too. It is Saturday, so I have today and tomorrow. I mean, I have all of the time in the world to do it. It's just I've been focusing more on my blanket than anything else. I just really wanted to make this, so we're gonna make it. I do have the colors right here that I want to use, and she uses that like cream brown color, white and yellow, and I have yellow, but I'm not a yellow fan. I really don't like yellow, so I think I'm gonna do something more. I have this lighter cream. This is probably more like ivory than white, and then I have this pretty like peach color that I could do as the center of the daisies because I don't like yellow. I also have this white, so I have to decide if I want to use the cream or the white. The white might look a little better. I think these are the same. I think they're all the same. I'm not sure. I had some red heart yarn. That's what I was using before I really got into crocheting even more. And now I've been using the big twist yarn. But now that Joann's closed, I will probably have to find something else again. Yes, I just need to pick between the two, the white and the ivory kind of color. Or would it be cream? I'm not sure. Anyways, I have those two to pick from. But I'm definitely going to use this peach color because I love it. And then we're going to use this as the main color of the tote. The other thing was she used a J hook, but the yarn that she used for this was worsted 5 weight, and I'm not using that. I'm just using normal 4. So I am using 1 down size in the hook. So I'm using an I hook instead. And I do love having these handles on it. They are a lifesaver. So I have everything that I need for this. I'm going to probably put it on some YouTube. I have a video I really want to watch from authortuber/booktuber, and then I will probably switch over to my crochet binge videos and then go from there. I'm going to update you guys if something comes up along the way that bothers me or I make really good progress before I have to stop, but I probably will just update you when I stop working before I have to leave, and then come back and update you again when I make some more progress. Let's get to it. I'm either gonna get a bag done this weekend or I'm gonna have another work in progress to sit on my shelf for a little bit until I make myself accountable and finish it. That's kind of what this vlog's gonna do. It's gonna make me accountable. So let's make the Daisy Day tote.
I had this dream that we jump in the car, we flip a coin, or we follow the brightest star.
Alright, it's like 12:30 now, and I let myself crochet an extra hour because we had a change of plans, and then we're actually going to meet at her place because her puppy dog is sick. So I don't have to clean, so I'll do that when I get home later, maybe, or tomorrow. Anyways, I'm on row 20, but I'm only like this far into row 20. I finished the first flower, this one's almost done, and then I started the very big flower that takes up the next portion of the blanket. There's about 50 rows of the panel, so I'm almost halfway. 25 would be halfway, but I'm obviously not there yet. And I just want to keep crocheting and crocheting, and I was really tempted to be like, okay, well, we can just reschedule and I can crochet today instead. But she seems like she really wants to hang out, so that's fine. I need to stop being such a homebody. I've been very much a homebody the last couple months. Going to maybe bring it with me instead, and then we can just hang out and I can crochet while we're watching movies and gossiping and drinking. I can just do that instead. I don't need to sit here on the couch and rot all day like I did yesterday. Oh, and I did have to frog a couple rows already. I had to frog 2 different sections. I keep missing stitches, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact of the color changing. You know, you have that extra string in there, and sometimes when I'm not paying attention, I missed that first stitch with that string across, and so I missed a couple stitches. I've had to go back a couple rows and fix that. So I have had to frog a couple things. Since I did all that frogging, I probably would have actually been on row 25 if I hadn't made all those mistakes. But I'm getting the hang of it now, paying more attention to the stitches and making lots of progress. And I do like having this pink color in there instead of yellow. I'm just not a yellow fan. I'm just not a bright color fan in general, but I do like this peach color, so we're going to keep with that. And yeah, that is where I'm at the moment. I am going to sign off, and I will update you guys probably when I get home, and we'll see if I actually worked on it when I'm hanging out with her and make some progress. Yes, I will see you guys in a few.
Leave it all behind. Yeah, and I'll just follow your heart. Since we found each other, we'll never get lost. There are no wrong turns when we're together. There are no wrong turns. You'll miss the exit and I'll just laugh. You'll drop slow and I'll keep talking fast. Faster than your ears can listen. Nothing out there that we're missing anyhow. I'll just follow your heart. Since we found each other, we'll never get lost.
Alright guys, I'm coming to you from my office / our spare room. I did in fact finish the first panel yesterday while I was over at my friend's house. So We have the first panel of the tote bag done. I'm already on row 30 of the next one. Here's that next chunk. I have 20 rows left of this, so I'm going to wrap that up, make the sleeves, and then from there I will probably have to run to the store because I wanted to put some fabric liner in the bag, so I'll need to go get some fabric. Might get some clips to help it be a little easier when I put it on, because I did watch some YouTube videos this morning on how to apply those sorts of things. I don't have a sewing machine, so I'm gonna have to hand sew it on, but I'll have to sew the fabric together into the shape that I wanted. I watched how to do that. Most of them use sewing machines, so that's going to take a little bit extra time for me. So I don't know if I'll get it all done today, but I'm going to attempt to. I'm going to hand sew that together, and then I will sew it into the bag itself, and then it'll be done at that point. I guess I do still have to sew in the ends and then sew on the straps once I make the strap. Lots still to do, but I should be able to finish this next panel within the next 2 hours or so. The only thing I'm worried about is this. It wouldn't be that big of a deal if it was just the panel I had to make, but I also have to make the straps off of it. I was gonna say sleeves, but this is a bag, not a shirt. So I also have to make the straps out of this, and then I don't know if there's enough here. That might make me have to go to Home Goods a little early, or Walmart. I don't remember honestly if this is Red Heart yarn or if it was the Big Twist. It's not as soft as the Big Twist, so I'm not quite sure what I got it from, so I'm gonna have to take a strand of it and go to the store. I do need more. I can double check my stash to make sure I don't have another ball. I think I got it for a blanket maybe, so I might have an extra ball around somewhere, so I'm gonna double check. Yes, I made this with my fall blanket 2 years ago. There might be an extra ball, but I doubt it. I'm gonna double check anyways though. I am going to go sit on the couch in my living room, make the rest of this panel. I have 20 more rows to go. Basically this whole chunk of the flower. I was kind of a little sad with how small it is. Like, I feel like as a tote bag it could be a little bigger, since this bottom chunk, you can see where right there, this is gonna be the bottom of the bag, and then it's gonna be sewn this way, so it's gonna be a lot smaller than I was hoping it was gonna be. But I mean, it's yarn, it'll stretch a little. That's the only thing that I don't like so far, is that I do wish it was a little bigger. And I almost did add some more rows on top, but I didn't want to mess with the pattern itself. I think I'm just gonna make this bag, see if I like it, and then if I want to make another one bigger, I can do that and give this one to somebody else, or vice versa. I'm gonna go work on this second panel, and then I will update you guys probably when I'm done and have to run to the store. I'm trying to keep this not on the long side, try to keep it on the shorter side, because when you do so many updates, a video gets long real freaking quick. That's the other reason why I'm trying not to chat while I crochet. First of all, because I will probably mess up my crochet. I already do that anyways, so I don't want to mess up more than I have to. And then second of all, I don't want these videos to be too long, at least not yet, because this is one of the first videos I'm doing. You guys don't know who I am, and you got to get to know me a little bit better. Probably easier to do that with a little bit shorter videos, when you can, I don't know, just for me, it's easier to get to know somebody in some videos and the shorter side first, and then you start to watch their longer videos. But that's just kind of a side comment there. Like I said, I'm gonna go start working on this panel, and then I will talk to you guys in a bit.
Falling asleep with a smile on your face in the passenger seat, so I don't want to wake you to ask where we're going, so I keep driving on.
I ain't sleeping, just thinking again and again how good it feels to trust the wheel in your hands. Your eyes are my compass, without even knowing the way. I know I'll find it, 'cause with you I know there are no wrong turns. When we're together, there are no wrong turns. Ride with you forever. When I'm with you, the road never ends. There are no wrong turns. When we're together, we'll live in the moment like it's all we know. We got all the time in the world.
Alright Alright guys, we might be losing a little bit of daylight here, but there's still sunlight out there and it's not completely dark in here. But I wanted to give you guys an update before I do all the finishing touches to this tote bag. The bag in itself is completely done. Sewed all the ends in, sewed it all together. I did mess up the ends. I sewed them the wrong direction. I didn't realize that until I finished both of them, and I turned it inside out, and then I was like, oh no. So I had to undo those and redo the sewing on both ends of the bag. That was a pain in itself. And then the strap I finished last night, literally at like 11 o'clock almost. I have to sew it on still, and honestly this was my least favorite part of this whole process so far. Such a pain. But you could see it's like the thicker thing. Like I worked back and forth, like I was doing through the back loop of the second row on the third row, and then the third and the second, and then the fourth and the third. It doesn't probably make sense to you, but it is double worked, so it is thicker and stronger. And if you remember from the pattern in itself, it comes with two straps, like one on one side, one on the other side, which is cute and cool. But I hated making the strap, and I did not want to make a second one, so I just made this one longer. It was said to do like 23 or 24 inches, I think, for one strap, and so it would have been kind of like that. But I did it to 35, so I am going to sew it as just one big strap like this, so I didn't have to make a second one. So I can do it like as a crossbody. Still could have done probably just a tad bit longer, but I know it's going to stretch, so I didn't want to go too crazy with it. Gotta put this onto here, and then we're going to sew this material inside of it so that the bag will last a little longer. I just bought a yard of this material. Going to hand sew it on with some thread. I have some pins. I didn't have any clips, and I didn't really want to buy some, so I'm probably going to just use the pins. I have some material cutter, and I actually bought this little board thingy. Ow, as I hit myself with it. I can cut on top of this. I also did buy a little steam iron thing because the videos that I watched that put material lining into their tote bags, they were pressing the sides. I want to be able to do that with that. I have everything I need. It is getting a little late, so I gotta stop before I actually start. I need to make some dinner, and then I'm gonna come back to this and work on this while I watch TV and chill for the night with my fiance. We'll try to get as much of it filmed as I can, but he will be chilling on the couch right here, so I'm gonna have to figure out an angle where he's not in the camera shot. Going to hopefully finish this tonight. The strap should be no problem. The only thing I was worried about is whether I should do the strap and then the material, or the material and then the strap. I think I'm just gonna do the strap now, go make dinner, and then come back and cut the material to what I need. I will have to do two pieces, so I'll have to hand sew the two pieces together. Once that's done, I press the edges, insert it in here, and then sew it into my little tote bag. The videos that I watched, both of them that I watched, they only hand sewed it on the top instead of like, I would have thought you'd sew it in like everywhere, or at least on the bottom too, but just the top. That's what I'm gonna do. If I don't like it, it's not like I can't just put some on the bottom to keep it in there. So everything is set. I have all my things set out right here. I am going to sew this on, make some dinner, and then we're gonna get to sewing. Yeah, not something I have ever really learned to do. It's something I just self-taught myself after, you know, sewing in your ends for your own blankets. Do all of those things I just said, and I will update you guys probably tomorrow, unless I do come back tonight after he goes and lays down. But I think I'll probably just wait till tomorrow when it's nice and bright in here and I can take some really good photos. That would be lovely. I want to get some really cute photos of it and some clips of me with my new tote bag. Got all of the things ready, so let's just get to it.
Don't look in my eyes and I think you're the one, 'cause I'm so hypnotized, yeah. You're here in the morning, but it's all in my head. I don't want this to end, to end. I won't let this be over. Want you to stay. If you let me closer, baby, give me everything. What are you thinking now? Tell me about yourself.
Alright guys, as you've probably seen from the previous clips, I did in fact finish the bag. Yay! So yes, I finished this up last night. I finished sewing up the material into the bag about 10:30ish, 10. So yeah, I wrapped it up about then. I'm not quite sure how many hours I did. Probably like 12 hours Saturday and 12 hours Sunday, and then like 2.5 last night. Definitely over 24 hours. I do feel like I could have been a little faster with it, but that's okay. It's the first tote bag I've ever crocheted, so I can't be mad at myself. But I just wanted to take a moment and go through a couple different things about the bag. So what I hated, what I loved, and what I changed about it. Okay, so what I changed, first of all, I used different type of yarn. I used the worsted 4-weight instead of 5, completely different brand of yarn. I used a smaller hook size, so I think the bag's a little smaller than the one that you can see in her pictures for her pattern. I changed the color. I didn't do yellow, I did this like peach color, and then I changed the strap. It came with 2 with the pattern, so you did one on one side and one on the other, and that was about 24 inches, but I extended it out to 35 and then just did one long strap, which I can do as a crossbody, which I'm doing right now. The reason I did that is because I honestly hated the pattern for the strap. I've never made a strap before or anything, so I don't know what I was expecting, but it took a lot longer than I expected, and I hated the pattern because you were single crocheting into the back loop of the row you were on and the row below, so it was like double work, and I just don't like back looping because it hurts my hands and my fingers a little bit more. That was a pain, so I just extended it so I didn't have to do 2 straps. That was one thing that I did not like about this pattern and will prevent me from doing it anytime super soon. Things that I loved making the actual pattern part of the bag. It was lots of fun working on it. I just literally wanted to go one more row, one more row, one more row, one more row, and I was very addicted to just keep going and going and going, which is probably why I was able to finish it so quickly, because I was very addicted to this part. And then I didn't really mind sewing up the sides and stuff because it was something different to do, and I always forget it's really not as bad as I think it is. I did in fact actually mess up the bottom though. I sewed the 2 sides wrong. It did look wonky and I had to undo it and redo it, so that kind of sucked, but it really wasn't that hard to fix. The other thing that I did kind of mess up was the lining. I did it a little too low on this side, so it was kind of like popped down really weird. There's 2 lines of sew right here, and then on the side there was too much extra material right here, so I undid the stitches right here and then cut the material down and then re-sewed it and fixed it up so it didn't look so wonky. It fits nice and tight in here now, and as you can see I actually have 3 balls of yarn in here, and they're the ones that I use for this bag. I had leftovers of this ball of yarn from the blanket I have on my couch, so I used the rest of it up and then bought another one to finish up the strap. I really didn't use like any of this peach color, and then I got pretty close to finishing off this white yarn that I have. These are both Big Twist, and then I think this is Red Heart, so they are different but not that much different. This is just a little bit more coarser with the Red Heart, you know, hopefully just makes the bag a little sturdier, maybe, I don't know. But yes, that was all the yarn that I used. I used an eye hook, and then I just bought a yard of material from Walmart. I didn't go super fancy or go super far to get the material because I didn't need anything super fancy, and sometimes Walmart is the easiest for the simple stuff, so that's what I did. I will probably be going to Michael's on Saturday though to get some more yarn for a new project, which leads into the next section of this video. What is next for me? So the next video I will probably be doing is going to actually be episode 2 of this series, a little Crochet Diary series that I'm going to be doing, where I'm basically just doing crochet alongs where you're literally just hanging out with me as I crochet, but specifically I'm trying out new things that I haven't crocheted before, you know, like I've never made a crochet tote bag before, so that's what I did this time. And I think next time I'm actually going to do a granny square like patchwork sweatshirt pullover thing. I don't like cardigans, at least not with crochet, so I'm going to try to do like a pullover sweatshirt with the patchwork design, and I'm going to do it fall themed themed, so they're gonna be fall squares. It's gonna kind of be like Melanie Locke's sweatshirt she made back in I think like 2021. I loved the way that she did hers, even though she like, you know, did hers like by scratch and like figured it out herself. That's what I'm basically gonna have to do with mine, because I haven't really found a pattern that matches kind of that vibe. But mine's gonna have to be a little bit bigger because I'm not a small. It'll probably be like a large, extra large size sweatshirt that I'm gonna be making, so I'm gonna have a lot of granny squares to make. So that's what I'm gonna be working on next. So that means you should definitely subscribe so that you can catch the next episode in this series. Yeah. Besides that, I also will probably be doing other new things that I will be crocheting possibly in the future, but I also will be doing probably big vlogs about bigger projects like my blankets that I will be doing in the future. I have one going already. It will probably not be done till closer till Christmas, depending on how much progress I keep making on it. I've been doing pretty good, but then I kind of stopped working on it to work on this, and then I'll be doing the sweatshirt, so who knows how long that'll take. That'll be an upcoming video. I will probably be doing challenges. I have a writing channel, and on there I've done like a 24-hour readathon, so I'd like to really try to do a 24-hour crochet-a-thon. I wouldn't mind trying to do how many granny squares I can crochet in a day sort of thing. I do like to do challenges. They make me feel very motivated and I have fun doing them. I will definitely be doing that sort of thing, and then there will probably be a couple different other styles of videos I will try out, but those are the couple things that I'm going to focus on in the beginning and then maybe branch out a little bit later. The other thing I wanted to touch on is that I do not sell my crochet. Not at the moment anyways. I've thought about potentially doing so, especially with my wedding coming up in April. I have alterations on a dress that I need to do, and that's going to be very expensive, but I have a lot of other stuff going on in my life, and I don't like have a personal pattern that I can make. I like doing bigger stuff, and that takes longer. You know, you don't get paid for what is worth that you're doing, so I just like making things for either myself or for others that I love, so my friends and family, for like gifts, you know, baby shower stuff, Christmas gifts, birthday gifts. So that's kind of what I'm probably going to stick to for the moment. Maybe in the future if I really get back into crochet even more. For me right now, this time of year I crochet a lot more. You know, that fall season where you like just want to cozy up and watch a movie and crochet. But also I've been trying to spend less time on my phone and crochet more instead. Instead of having screen time stacking up at the end of the day, I am crocheting and watching TV. Like, I don't need to watch TV and sit on my phone. I can crochet at the end of the night. I've been trying to do that more often, but I have been chatting on way too long with this video. I'm not sure how long it's going to be, but if you stuck around to the end, thank you. And feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know what you were working on in this video. Whether it was a crochet project, a knitting project, craft project, please let me know down below. And if you weren't, let me know what you are planning on working on next, or maybe a big dream project you have in the works, or just, you know, a thought that you have about a project you want to do. I would love to hear about it down below. Besides that, feel free to subscribe and stick around so that you can see the next episode in this series. I like to do crochet alongs. I just like vlogging stuff. I will probably be doing a lot more of just like crochet alongs, so you're just hanging out with me as I'm crocheting whatever I'm working on at the time. Whether it's just one project I'm working on, or maybe I will do like a week-long one and see how much I can get done in a week, you know, that sort of thing, or challenges. I just like to vlog that experience. It keeps me accountable and doesn't end up on the shelf or in a bag that gets forgotten about for years. I already have one that I started like last month that I haven't finished, so I should probably work on that too. I'm getting off track now, and this outro is getting really long. I appreciate it if you did in fact make it to the end of this video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and that is all she crocheted. Until next time, bye!